The narrative that Vancouver is the best place to live in Vancouver is simply not true anymore. Vancouver is losing people, and not randomly. The people leaving are families, professionals, and long-term residences, and the data proves it. For the first time on record, BC's population declined, and Metro Vancouver is at the center of that shift. In quarter three, BC's population fell by 14,335 people, a 0.3% contraction driven almost entirely by people leaving, not by a lack of births. And this isn't a theoretical trend, this is happening now, and if you live in Vancouver, you can feel it and most certainly know several people who have already left. What's most important is who is leaving. The data shows that this isn't driven by transient students or short-term workers cycling through. BC recorded a net loss of over 54,000 non-permanent residences year over year, but that is only part of the story. At the same time, permanent residences and Canadian citizens are also leaving the province, and in Vancouver, the people exiting are overwhelmingly families, entrepreneurs, and middle to high income earners, many of them white Canadian-born residences who have lived here for years and are raising children. That distinction is critical because cities don't structurally change when transient populations fluctuate, they change when established households opt out. One of the clearest drivers behind that decision is public safety and quality of life, particularly around addiction, mental health, and homelessness. The BC Coroner Service released updated figures in late 2025 showing that unregulated drug toxicity remains a leading cause of death of people aged between 19 to 59 years old in BC, with Vancouver Coastal Health continuing to record the highest absolute number of deaths. In 2025 alone, BC averaged more than 6 toxic drug deaths per day, according to the Coroner Service November 2025 update. More concerning is how this intersects with homelessness. A 2025 report from the BC Coroner Service confirmed that over 4,100 deaths occurred among people experiencing homelessness between 2021 and 2024, with substance abuse and untreated mental illness cited as the dominant contributing factors. These are not abstract social statistics, these are outcomes that are increasingly visible in everyday life across downtown Vancouver, East Vancouver, and key transit corridors. Mental health pressures compound the issue. WorkSafe BC and the BC Coroner Service both highlighted in 2025 that tradespeople now represent over 20% of overdose deaths in the province, despite making up a far smaller share of the population. This directly impacts Vancouver's working and middle income base, the same demographic responsible for building houses, running small businesses, and raising families. For parents, this becomes a quality of life calculation very quickly. It's not ideological at all, it's practical. Families are increasingly unwilling to raise children in environments where disorder feels normalized and unresolved, especially when alternatives exist nearby. At the same time, the economic pressure on entrepreneurs in Vancouver has intensified, not eased. BC now has one of the highest combined marginal tax burdens for employed and professionals in North America, once federal and provincial rates are layered together. Add in municipal property taxes, commercial rents, payroll costs, insurance, fuel, and regulatory compliance, and the margin for error collapses completely. And this isn't hypothetical. The Vancouver Board of Trade's 2025 Small Business Outlook Survey found that over 62% of small business owners were actively considering relocating or downsizing operations outside of Metro Vancouver, citing cost structure, taxation, and workforce strain as the top reasons. When business owners leave, they don't just take income with them, they take jobs, sponsorships, and community investment. That's why the migration patterns look the way it does. Nanaimo, Kelowna, the Fraser Valley, and Alberta have emerged as the primary destinations for former Vancouver households, particularly those with children. These moves aren't driven by lifestyle fantasy, they're driven by math, because you can have more space, lower taxes, cheaper fuel, and the ability to own a detached home with a yard without taking on unsustainable leverage. It's also important to be clear about what this trend is not. Young single professionals without children are far less likely to leave Vancouver. They remain drawn to urban amenities, career networks, and lifestyle density. The demographic exiting Vancouver is overwhelmingly family-orientated, either with children or planning to have them, and increasingly unwilling to accept long-term financial and social trade-offs. This is how cities quietly change, not through collapse, but through selection. And to be clear, Vancouver is not failing. When certain demographics leave and others replace them, the character of neighborhoods, schools, businesses, and civic priorities priority shifts over time. That's not inherently good or bad, it's just simply the reality here in Vancouver. For anyone watching this who is considering leaving, the takeaway isn't fear, it's clarity. The decision is being made rationally by thousands of households who still love Vancouver but no longer see it aligning with the life they want to build. Some will stay and thrive, others will leave and thrive elsewhere. Both outcomes are completely valid. The real mistake is pretending this isn't happening or framing it as temporary noise instead of a structural shift. If you're evaluating your future here, the question isn't whether Vancouver is worth it in some abstract sense. The question is whether the cost, risk, trade-offs still align with your priorities. And for a growing number of families and entrepreneurs, the data and their life experience says no. So whether you are looking to stay in Vancouver or relocate outside of Vancouver, I do have referral partners all over Canada and the US. You can make sure that you can book in a call with me in the QR code just by scanning it, or the link is in the description below. Again, thank you for your support. Look forward to the comments. See you on the next one.